Hi everybody, I'm here to make a video showing this piece of fabric is going to end up being on the front of a tote bag. What I have here is actually it's just a piece of fabric that came off of it was a tablecloth at one time, an old tablecloth. I tore it into pieces, and then I have this piece of beautiful lace. And the lace is the same, is big enough to cover this whole thing. So what I want to do, what my plan is I've got, of course, scraps, but these scraps are more of a lengthy scraps. And so, like this is what I mean. And so I want to put my lengthy scraps on this, and I want to put them all in one direction. Now this idea actually comes from Carmen. Carmen sent me actually my purse that I use right now. Oh, I don't have it right here, it's in the dining room. But and it is done in scraps of length. And the lengths are pretty much all put in. See how I'm not even worrying about the shape of them. This is really a scrap here, but I'm just putting it just like that. And I hope everybody can hear me. In my last video, I had a few comments from people that said they could not hear me. And so although I haven't done anything to change the volume in my video, so I'm not sure exactly why that is, unless I was just, maybe I wasn't close enough or something. So I have moved my camera to try to pull it in a little bit, just in case that, and maybe that will help. But see, what I'm doing is I'm putting all my scraps in a length, you know, so they're all going in this one direction. And see, like this one here, it's not in any, you know, it's just, I just pulled out what I had, what I thought was, you know, just kind of long, you know, kind of longish. And so I'm just gonna cover this this whole piece of fabric with these lengthy pieces. I am just loving doing anything with these scraps, and as you can see, they also have raw edges. That doesn't bother me. I mean, that actually, I shouldn't say it doesn't bother me. It just, I love the look of the raw fluffy edges. They're fluffy, you know. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to kind of see how they overlap a little bit here and there. This one here is a little shorter. Let's put him right there. And so I just love this. I think this is just fun. This is just, see how, you know, it's not straight even. It's just got different edges, and but we don't worry about that. We're just using up our scraps. And you know, some people might throw that away, and oh, that's so sad for that piece of fabric. And so this one's pretty long. See how it overlaps with some. Okay, let's see now here. Let's see if we can go this one up here. Then that got that little piece covered right there. Ooh, look at that pretty yellow. Let's put that there. And then, and in all colors. Now see, I wouldn't probably do one all in dark colors like this, but when you have dark colors, it kind of, when you have some dark colors mixed in with your bright colors, it makes the bright colors really pop even more. And we like that popping stuff going on. And so all different shapes, all different, like, look at this. See, you don't want to throw that away. We want to keep that. We want to put that right there. That's a perfect spot for that right there. Let's get some more of this yellow. This yellow piece is pretty wide. Maybe that's, oh, you know what? I'm going to use that one. Let's see. I'm going to put that one here, like this. But because it's kind of wide there, I'm going to put another piece on top of it. So, oh, this is pretty. I'm going to put this right there on top of it. See, that kind of breaks that in half a little bit. And then here's a little bit of white right there. So let's put this piece here. See how it overlapped on that yellow? Oh, look at this bright orange. This is bright orange. That's pretty. Okay, let's see. Oh, we got some here and here. Let's see this. Oh no, let's put this one over here. Okay, it's moving along. It's moving along. Okay, here. This. Let's put this here. We got all those beautiful, beautiful stripes. See how it looks? Stripes. I like that look of the stripes. Let's see. Ooh, we don't have any of this one in there. That one's got some purple on it. Let me see. Ooh, I don't want to cover up all that blue, but I want this purple. Okay, maybe I can put this right here. I just got to have some purple in there. So I'm going to cover that right there. And then this green piece here, we can put this one here. See, I didn't want to cover up all that blue with that purple. So then that's going to go there. And ooh, here's some white right here. So I got to get that little piece of white covered. And look at this piece. Look at that, how pretty that is. Okay, and we're going to put that there. Now, let's see if I think. Now, let's see. This is pretty big, that piece right there, the purple. So, and yellow goes good with purple. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of that yellow on top of that purple just to kind of break that purple up a little bit. And I think everything else is looking good. Let's see. I don't know why I want to use every doggone piece that's here. But I guess I'll have to use some on something else. Yeah. Maybe for the other side of the tote bag. Let's put this one right here. Okay, see? Now look how that looks. See how that is? Now I'm going to take this piece of lace, I hope. Now, so you can also... Is there a front and a back to this lace? I can't quite tell. Okay, I'm going to put this on here. Oh my gosh, look at that. Now, it kind of mutes these colors. But I am going to take this now. This might, I want to do this with this here, with these flowery lace. But, okay, I think this would also be awesome using just my white. I have some white tulle. Okay, Papa. My white tulle. Okay, where's my pin cushion here? Hiding underneath everything. I don't know why everything hides from me. Why is my pin cushion hiding from me? Everything hides from me. Oh, my goodness sakes. Where's my pin cushion? It's hiding from me, my pin cushion. Everything. Well, good grief. And you know, I've got about 4 pin cushions full of pins. Oh, here's one right over here. Just a minute. I gotta bend upward. I gotta upward and onward. Oh, there. Okay. Okay. Oops. This is my pin cushion ouch, that I put on this old watch. Oh, and then there's another pin cushion right there. Okay, so Papa had a watch that quit working. So rather than to throw it away, I put a pin cushion on it. So see here, now I'm going to pin this. I'm going to pin this all on here. I'm going to pin it together so I don't lose my, I don't lose the placement of my strips. Right now this is kind of looking like maybe I'm really blocking out my strips. But this, and I would probably really just want to leave the strips as they are, but I want to just do something a little different, and so that's why I'm doing this, just to see what happens. And so, because we keep trying other things, we don't want to just constantly have the same thing going on every day. Move over stuff. And let's see, get a few pins in here, and then I can unpin as I'm stitching. I'm not going to hold this on. I'm not going to make you watch me stitch this whole thing, but I want to show you one other thing I want to do. Yesterday, oh, where did they go? Yesterday I got a Happy Mail. It's still piled up right here on my little table, because that's what I do, is I pile things. So, just a minute, I'm unpiling. I'm trying to unpile. Or did I put it down here in this basket? No, it's piled up here somewhere. Okay, you have to kind of bear with me with my piling. Well, where did I put them? Oh, there they are. This. Now, this is what I want. Now, see, yesterday from Barbara, I got this beautiful box of fabric scraps, and not just scraps. Some of the pieces are like huge pieces, yardage, but this, a few pieces of these flowers were in there, and the flowers are just beautiful. They're appliqued onto this. They're appliqued onto this fabric. It's a fine fabric. It's I don't know if maybe at one time it was a tablecloth, maybe back in the day. I don't know, but I have to say, it is beautiful. And so, look at this, is just the edge of it, how the edge is done. That will be pretty on something too. It's just, you know, when you have something like this, you look at the whole thing. You just look at the whole thing, and you know, even these pieces that I'm taking off are there for a reason. We have them for a reason. You don't take that part and throw it away. Because I even have like little bags full of little tiny scraps of yarn, scraps of thread, scraps of little fabrics, maybe like this, that is I use for stuffing. So you don't have to go purchase stuffing if you're making a little animal or something that you want to be a little puffy, because you can just use your scraps for that too. So scraps go a long way. So let's see what we have so far here. I want to get a little bit more cut off. So I'm not really actually fussy cutting. If I was fussy cutting, I would want to go right along every edge and not leave any of this color fabric showing, but I'm not doing that. I'm just kind of going around to keep the whole flower, but have it to where my outside is going to show. So, and now this piece here is oh, you guys, that I got one order today, or it was in my email today, that I got for my scrap package, and whoever that was, oh, I think it was Dana, is going to get a piece of this flower, because this is like it's applique on here. But if you just have a piece of fabric that's got an image in the fabric, you can do the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to center that in, and I'm going to rearrange some of these pins, so this is going to be pinned on. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it to my sewing machine, and I'm going to, okay, gotta make sure I don't want to leave any pins underneath this, and I'm going to stitch around, all around this flower, and then I'm going to quilt all over the piece, all over the whole thing, and we're going to see how that turns out. So I gotta make sure that I don't stitch over, leave a neat pin underneath here. This is going to be beautiful. I just know it. I just know it. And when, I think what I'll do is I'm going to use a small stitch to go all the way around, like maybe a tight zigzag stitch, maybe to go all the way around this, or another stitch. I'll pick a stitch. I'll pick a stitch from my sewing machine. It's going to take a little while, so I'm not going to do the whole thing on the video, but I'm going to do some of it on the video. Okay, Papa. And so, okay, now, see, does it look a little hard to see? To me, it looks a little bit like it might be a little hard to see. But I got to set up my sewing machine now a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and pause this right here, but it'll be paused for me, but not for you. Okay, I'm going to pause. Okay, let's catch up here. What I did was I first went around the whole edge with this, like, a curvy stitch. You can see it better on the back. I've only got red on the bobbin thread, but you can see what stitch I'm using. And that's what I went around the edge to, and then I cut some of the lace off. I think this lace was a curtain at one time. And so when you are shopping at the specialty shops like the Goodwill or your craft shops or thrift shops, then you be sure, you know, go in there with the mind of that you're going to a fabric store, and you look at the fabrics that everything is made from, and you are in a fabric store. And so, like I say, this was probably from a curtain. So now I'm going around the whole applique of the rose. Oops, let me get that pin out there. I'm going, and I'm using the same stitch, but I made it smaller. I don't think you can see it yet there. See here, it's going around. I'm going to go around that whole applique of that flower. And one thing you look at too in the specialty shops like that is pillowcases. A lot of times you can find pillowcases that the edges of them have been embroidered on, or they have just a beautiful image on the old pillow slips, you know. And so that's one thing to look for too. Also, look in your towels. Look in towels when you're in the shops, because a lot of times towels, you know, bath towels or hand towels have got beautiful appliques on the towels. And so that would be another thing to look for if you're looking for appliques and things. And use those things. Do not have to spend $100 million on, I mean, save all your money like that for your next yacht you're going to buy or something, or to spend at the country clubhouse. Yeah, we go to them regular when we go play golf. Just kidding, we don't go play golf. But anyhow, I got this going kind of slow so that I can turn it as I go. So I got it going a little slow. But I think this is going to be beautiful. Once I get this all the way done, all the way around, then I'm all the way around the applique. Then I'm going to put it on just a curvy stitch where it doesn't, I got to watch for my bobbin to run out here, because it'll probably take a couple bobbins for, this is taking a lot of thread, but it's worth it to me, you know. It's worth it to me to let it use a lot of thread, because it is just, the thread is beautiful, and I'm using that multicolored thread. I just love it. And I have, because I have been able to sell my scrap packs in my Etsy store, that gives me what I need to purchase more thread. And that's basically what I buy is thread. Well, yarn, I've bought some yarn too. But basically it's my thread. But thanks to you guys who are so awesome and have purchased my my kits. Well, they're not really kits, they're just grab bags of scrap fabrics. And I got another order this morning, which I won't mail out till Tuesday, because today is Sunday and then tomorrow is a holiday, so the mail doesn't run. So Dana, it won't go out till Tuesday, darling. And and that's, Dana ordered before, so she must have used up all her fabrics. But that's one way, you know, not to toot my horn, or I don't mean to go and advertise and stuff, but when you just don't have a whole lot of fabrics. Some people don't. Now, some people that, if you're like me, then you got a lot of fabrics, different fabrics. And if you run out of fabrics, you just go to the closet and pull out something you haven't worn in 6 months, and voila, you've got fabric. Just tear it apart. I'm making a rug out of my old t-shirts, and I love that. I'm making t-shirt yarn. I didn't know I could do that. I just learned that one too. Making t-shirt yarn. You can't buy t-shirt yarn. I mean, you can buy it if you're really, really, really rich, but that's silly to do when you can make your own t-shirt yarn. So I'm making a rug out of that. I keep going back and forth to what I'm doing. And so, oh, let me get this pin out of here. Gotta watch, don't want to stitch over any pins. So, but yeah, but yeah, my kids, when you get any of my collections, you're going to have a lot of different fabrics. I try not to, when, like in my grab bags, there's 20 pieces that are 10 by 10s, and all those 10 by 10s will be different fabric. And then there's going to be, I don't know, about 75 pieces, whatever adds up to a pound. And I chose a pound because you have to tell Etsy how much your package weighs so they know how to charge for the shipping. But so I say a pound, and then that's what I do. You put it right on the scale, and I put a pound, and then I just keep, and so then that's what goes to 70 to 75 pieces of smaller than 10 by 10. Some of them that I just cut up from fabric I just got from fabric I just got from Barbara. I have been cutting some of that. Some of that is cut a little bit larger because there's images in there that I want to make sure that you get at least an image. But these are for people who don't have a lot of fabrics already just hanging around. It gives you quite a collection, a selection of different fabrics, so that you can do something like this that has so many different textures and textiles and things. I'm almost all the way around my rose. I love these roses. They're so pretty. And in the next few packages I send out, we'll have some of these roses. So I will make sure other people have them too. And Barbara did give me the okay that I could put some in the packages. Whoopsie. Okay, so now I've went around the entire, oh, it only took about a half of a bobbin to go around that. See, and that does, let me see, I can pull these pins now off of here, off of the rose part. Okay, so I have, because I don't want to put any more stitching on the rose itself. I want to leave that like this. But I'm going to do some like quilting stitches, just kind of crazy around this other part. And I'm going to use my a little stitch number 22 here. That is what I'm going to use there. But see, can you see that around? This whole thing has got this, it's like a, almost like a, it's pretty if you can see that around. See how it goes around the whole thing, and how all the colors of the thread, I think it's just beautiful. Now if you were to go around even with just a green, that would be pretty, because then it would be the green like the green grass or whatever. Okay, so now, and I went around the edge, so hopefully that keeps my pieces from, but as long as I don't like scrunch it around too much. Let me see, I'm gonna put that down slowly, and then I'm just gonna go around and a little bit faster. And I'm going to go around, and I'm not going to go in any straight lines or anything. I'm just going to kind of go here and there and everywhere. That would have been kind of neat if I tried to go around each one of those flowers on the lace, but nah, I didn't do that. I'm going to just kind of let that just do what it wants to do. I'm just going to kind of guide it the fabric a little bit, holding it so that my little pieces, but since most of my pieces either touched the top or the bottom, I should be fine as far as them holding on tight and not getting wrinkled up underneath the lace. Something like this, to me, is so soothing. So it's just the hum of the sewing machine I don't know, and it's just because you're creating, you're not following a pattern that somebody else came up with, and you're trying to follow it exact and come up with somebody else's idea. You're coming up with your own. Everything is all your own on here. And when you're finished with it, now see, like I say, I'll probably put this on a tote bag, but I wouldn't have to do that. If I wanted to, I could just thumbtack it to the wall, just like it is right here. And you just never know. I have thumbtack things to the wall, because I'm not no fancy one. There ain't nothing fancy about this old woman. And this is like, this is art. If you ask me, my personal opinion, this is definitely a form of art. I could just go around the whole thing with like a binding or something, and it would be finished. So I don't know, you never know. I might just kind of look at it for a few days and then decide what the finished project will be, or I may never. I may just leave it like this, or I might send it to somebody else to do something with. You just never know. But it's fun, I'm telling you. What this is, it's calming, it's soothing, it's, if you're worried about world events, well, turn the TV off and take care of just doing something like this. Don't think about politics. Oh, good night noise. Thinking about politics will give you so much problems, or put you in the hospital that nobody can fix. So yeah, just so. And if you've got a sewing machine and you're scared of it, Tracy, I'm talking to you, get that sewing machine out of its hiding place. Take the sewing machine out of the closet and just start sewing with nothing. I mean, just put a piece of fabric under that needle and turn it on. See what happens. I mean, my sewing machine, I think most all of them, as far as the threading goes, you just follow the numbers. Just gives you the numbers that you can just follow. And it tells you how to thread it. And they're all pretty simple. Once you get it going on the first time, you'll say, why was I so concerned? You've got it, girlfriend. You've got it. Okay. See, we're moving right along here. Getting this whole thing quilted down. What this is doing is putting all the layers together, because there's the bottom layer, the top layer, and all those pieces in the middle. Let me get this turned going this way now, because I don't want to put this stitching over the actual applique. That's my only rule on this one. It's my only rule, is just don't stitch over the applicator, and don't drool on the fabric. It might leave a stain. Oh my goodness. I think I just about got enough. This is pretty. I have to say, this is pretty. And like I say, curtains, in the thrift shops you can find like an old lace tablecloth. In fact, if you want to buy new, you can go to the fabric shop and buy lace by the yardage. It'll be very expensive. But if you go to Walmart or just to a big box store like that and buy a tablecloth that is fabric lace, you could get it a lot cheaper and you get it a much bigger piece. And so there's tricks to our madness when it comes to getting our fabrics together. Yep, tricks. There's tricks to the trade. Okay, I gotta get some more stitching on this side here. Are y'all getting bored as ever? Okay, we're still going, but this is pretty. Okay, see, I just gotta get some more done on this side a little bit, and then I think I've got enough quilting done on this. I call it quilting. It's just sewing stuff together. It's not what a quilter would probably call it, quilting. But yes, this is pretty. Once I'm almost finished with this part here, and then I'll show you on the back. On the back, you'll see actually where all the stitching went. Yeah, I got in my mind right now, I'm kind of trying to think of it. Do I want to put this on a tote bag? I might really want to put this on a tote bag. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know at all. I love that rose. I just love roses anyway, so. Although, you know, if somebody was to buy me live flowers, I would rather you buy carnations, because carnations last so long in a vase, where roses seem like, for some reason, although my daughter bought me roses here just a couple weeks ago, she bought roses, and they lasted a long time. I was very surprised how long that they lasted. And those she bought from a grocery store. And they lasted a long time, but usually roses start drooping 2 days after I have them, if, you know, because Papa likes to get me roses sometimes. But then I tell him, buy me carnations, because the carnations will last a couple weeks in water. I like carnations too. Well, actually, I like all flowers. There is no flowers that I don't like. My granddaughter, Katie, she's 27 or something like that right now. When she was about 2 years old, riding in the cart with her mother in this grocery store, she seen a artificial plastic, the old artificial plastic rose, and it had a stem on it about 3 feet long. She wanted to buy that for her grandma. Her mama said, honey, we can't be buying that. Well, she finally got her way, and they bought that rose. And Katie was like about 3, and 2 or 3 she was, just little, still sitting in the seat, you know, the little up seat of the cart there, of the crochet buggy, and she brought that to me. That rose, I still have the rose. The rose sat on the dashboard of whatever, it went right on the dashboard of the vehicle I was driving at the time. And it stayed. If I switched vehicles, if I sold that vehicle and got a new one, well, I never had a new one, but new to me, then that rose went in a new vehicle. And then it got to, we got down to just Papa's truck, and that rose went in Papa's truck. Well, just in January is when Papa stopped driving, and so we don't have a vehicle now, but that rose now is in the house. It faded over the years. It faded, and the leaves that were kind of on it, kind of, you know, they got brittle from the sun and stuff like that, and so so the leaves came off. There's no more leaves on it, but I still have that rose. And Katie, like I said, she's 27, or maybe she's 28. I don't know. I keep counting after, quit counting after a while. But I've had that rose for all that time, and it is so special to me because she wanted me to have that so bad. Okay, so now I think I've done enough of the stitching. Now look at the back. See, on the back you can see how I went around the whole rose and the leaves. I went around the whole outside of the edge, and then with this other I switched the stitch then, and I just kind of went around and have the whole thing stitched down. So I'm showing you the back because you can see the stitching. On the front it's kind of hard to see the stitching. So I'm not real sure what I'm going to do now. I'm not real sure at all. See, I cut all this, well, I cut most all the lace off. Well, the piece underneath isn't even cut straight. I'm just not into all that perfection stuff at all. But my tote bags that I cover are about this size. I've got these canvas totes, and you can get the canvas totes at the Dollar Tree for $1. So I could make a lining and then put this on the lining, but if you can buy the tote for $1 and you're going to cover it up anyway, then hey, buy it from the Dollar Tree. But they have them, and they're about this size right here, and they have them. They all have like a little verse on them, or a little saying on them. And so when I use them, I turn them inside out and put, so the verse or the saying is on the inside, so that when you look inside the tote, you can see what it says, and you can read that. See all of this now? That'll go in my stuffing box. That's my, that I stuff things with that need to be stuffed. And so I'll just trim this off the edge now. I don't want to trim any of that, of the stitching. And there we go. There. Now, I will call this finished. Finished. Maybe it's finished. Maybe not. But isn't that beautiful? Because you can see the colors of the stripes. You can see all of them there. And you don't have to do strips. You can just different colors. Or you can just put this all on one color if you want. But I'm the Scrappin' Lizzie, so I just got to put scraps on everything. But I love this rose. I love the rose. I think it's just beautiful. Thank you so much, Barbara. Okay, so now I'm going to, okay, Papa. So now I'm going to read a little bit out of my book here. My You Are Stronger Than You Know. It's one of my favorites, one of my many favorites. And let's see if we can find, let's just see if I can, okay. Know that you are never alone. You may think you are alone at the moment, and you may feel as if you are just soldiering on. But you couldn't be more wrong, because you have a whole army of people behind you. So next time you feel alone with your problems, or feel downhearted in any way, remember that army of supporters behind you, people who care about you and are wishing you well. And this is written by Maria Mullins. And you know what, my dear friends, even if you only have us, these people that are creating with you, this, you're never alone. Okay, and then I want to go with my my self-love. This is, oh, that was from the book You Are Stronger Than You Know, Words of Hope and Encouragement for Someone Living with a Chronic Illness. Now I just started this journal for myself. This this book I got from Judy, the book. Well, I just put the this on the front of it, so I know it's my self-love book, and I'm just adding stuff to it. But I am using this a card at a time, And I've got the self-love deck of cards. And what I do, this is teaching you to love yourself, or teaching, this is supposed to be something that you can memorize, just meditate, you can journal, you can do anything like that with this deck. And so what I have chosen to do, I don't remember where I ordered this deck from, and I thought it was from Amazon, but I looked for it on Amazon and I don't see it there. There's some different tonight's conversation cards, but not this self-love one that I could find. Then when I looked at just Googled it, I found it, but they're like $25, and I don't think I spent that for that. If I did, I must have been drunk. No, I don't drink. But anyhow, so today, my question for today is, have you ever lost yourself trying to find another person? If so, what did you do on that journey? So that is going to be my question for today. And right at this very minute, I wouldn't know how to answer that. So I'm going to write that down. Have you ever, okay, when they say have you ever, that means in your whole life. Have you ever lost yourself trying to find another person? If so, what did you do on that journey? Okay, so that is my question for today, and I'm going to think about that, and I'm going to answer that. And a lot of my questions that I have found, for one thing, is the self-love deck. So you're thinking about caring for yourself, loving for yourself, just caring for yourself and putting yourself first. Learning that you have to put yourself first. If you don't put yourself first, you're no good for anybody else. If you don't take care of yourself first, you are not able to take, you've got to take love yourself first so that you can love someone else, or you can help someone else. And so this question is, have you ever lost yourself trying to find another person? And another person could be for me, it's coming to mind now how I will answer this, and everybody's answer will be different. But this is just a very good journaling prompt right here. For myself, have you ever lost yourself trying to find another person? Yes. I have been totally lost. And the reason being, when I was very young, I gave up a child or two for adoption. Have you ever lost yourself trying to find another person, that another person could have been my children? I have found them now. If so, what did you do on that journey? And I think that that's how I'm going to answer mine. It could be that you were looking for another person that you didn't know who was another person. You could read this in so many different ways. And please don't judge me. Please don't. I'm 72 now. Please, almost 72. Don't judge me by what I just said. But now I have all my children together. But Yeah, this is going to be this one here, and this is a journal that somebody may read way after I'm finished writing it. Years and years and years after I'm finished writing it. But I'm happy to put down my thoughts, my memories, and this one here, wow, this one this one just woke me up right here. Right, I know what I'm going to be writing here, so I'm going to put that back away. But each day, each time I make a video, I'm going to read another one of these cards. I'm going to add another one of these cards to my journal, my own journal. And but it might give you just something to think about, a little bit of something for meditation. It's just something. Okay, and so that's it. Here, I'll quit that part of it, and look at this, how beautiful this is. This is beautiful. Okay, I ask God to watch over you every step you take, every move you make, bring you back safe and sound, happy and healthy to the next video. Now go find you a snack, have a little cup of coffee or tea, and I will catch you on the next video. God bless and keep you all. Wow, that was deep.